What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this Ghostface Killah and CZARFACE collaboration called CZARFACE meets Ghostface. Now, CZARFACE is a trio made up of 7L and Esoteric, as well as the incredible Wu-Tang legend Inspector Deck, and you know who Ghostface Killah is as well, because he's part of the legendary Wu-Tang too. Now, I thought this was a really cool idea to bring Ghostface into this project, because it just seems like he would fit in, and after listening through, he really did fit in quite nicely. This is kind of just what they did with their last project called CZARFACE meets Metalface, where they had MF Doom, but this time by bringing Ghostface in, we're getting that added Wu-Tang connection, and it actually really does show quite well throughout this project. The production from 7L and his team is just as great as expected, and one of the things I always like about CZARFACE's production is how you're getting a lot of that traditional hip-hop sound, but it's also modern and a little bit futuristic as well. You're getting those heavy drums, grungy guitars, all kinds of swirling synths, just a lot of interesting stuff going on, including with the sample work, so this is a really dope sound, and if you're a fan of CZARFACE and their past work, I really can't see you being disappointed here. These beats also switch and evolve quite often, which is another thing that I think is very engaging, and I've said it many times before, that can be very interesting because sometimes you get a beat that's a simple loop, doesn't really keep your attention too much or stick out, but when there are these switches and evolutions, it draws you in and it keeps things fresh. So thought that was a very cool idea. For just one perfect example of that, you can check out Listen to the Color, where Esoteric and Inspector Deck are going back and forth over 4 masterfully crafted beats, and another favorite beat of mine comes on Powers and Stuff. This one has a bit of a horror movie vibe to it, as well as some skittish flute throughout, so I thought that was a great production and easily one of the best ones. You really are getting this sort of eerie and horror feel through here as well, just to throw that out there since I said that about the last track. That was just an underlying sound that I picked up on, and you might feel the same way. Now, as I said, I like how they're bringing Ghostface into this project, and I actually think his chemistry works better than what they had going on with MF Doom. That's not to take away from that project, because I like that as well, but Ghostface's energy and humor really helped lift this one up. For example, on Morning Ritual, where him and Esoteric are obviously walking you through their morning rituals, Ghostface comes through with a hilarious verse, just getting up, talking about how he took a piss so big it felt like a nut, and he has another line on here where he's actually rapping about matching his gun to his outfit, like Loke Dogg from Don't Be a Menace. That shit was hilarious to me, and he also steals the show on Super Soldier Serum. What he's doing on this one is coming through with some of that secret agent shit, man. He's got 80 passports, he's got x-ray glasses, and most importantly, he's got a bearskin rug that is programmed to attack. That is just the craziest idea. They put some shit like that up on Amazon. I'm definitely getting one of those for my front door just because you never know when you might need one. So that was a dope thing that was happening with this project, and Ghostface really fit in nicely overall. As you can tell by some of the content that I've spoken on, CZARFACE is just all about the fun. You're going to get those pop culture references, usually having to do with comic book heroes and other villains, as well as wrestling references throughout this thing. I mean, the album starts off with this Macho Man impersonation where he's calling everybody out, and there's even a song on here called Czarrcade that is a reference to WCW's classic pay-per-view from back in the day. Actually, to be exact, the song is called Czarrcade 87, and after doing a quick Wikipedia search, there was all kinds of crazy shit going on at that one. I might have to go back and watch that. Ric Flair was on there, Dusty Rhodes was on there, as well as a lot of other big names. I think Sting was someone, so that's a blast from the past, and I always appreciate how they bring that in. I think these references, these just really help keep things interesting for people who are into that. If you're into comics and wrestling, you're not going to be disappointed by what they're rapping about here. Now, you aren't going to get too much in the way of deep stories and content. That's just not what CZARFACE does, so if that's what you're looking for, that's something that might turn you off, and to be honest, I do feel like coming through with some more concept tracks, doing some more storytelling, or tying in some more content would have helped keep things a little bit more interesting this time around, because we've gotten a lot of CZARFACE albums now. At the end of the day, you really are getting more of the same thing, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's consistent, but I think some of those things could have really helped freshen things up. But in spite of that, it is the sheer amount of quotables that keep this thing fun. So we have Esoteric on Masked Superstars saying that he pulls his mic out, but not like Louis C.K. Obviously, this is a reference to how Louis has been swinging his dick around like a bolo in front of a bunch of female comedians. And then on Face Off, Ghostface references Busta Rhymes' classic verse on Scenario. I definitely was fucking with that because back when I was a young hip-hop fan, that song blew me away, and to this day I still love that track, and Busta absolutely snaps, so it's kind of cool for Ghostface to show that love and reference another legend. To keep things moving, on the King Heard Voices, there's a cool moment where Esoteric is actually dropping social commentary while sliding in some superhero and villain names. And then, one more thing before I move on. That was actually my least favorite track because I wasn't a big fan of the Banshee-like vocals, although it did fit with the idea and sound of the track because Ghostface himself was saying that it felt like he was in a haunted mansion. I think that's what he said. It just has that spooky, eerie feel that I brought up earlier. So, fit in, just wasn't really one of my favorite tracks. But the last line I wanted to bring up that I really enjoyed was Iron Claw. This is the single. This is a dope track that really helps showcase the chemistry that these three rappers have together. And we have Esoteric on here spitting, "Your future is looking bleak like you're trying to be Jay-Z's friend." Very clear reference to Memphis Bleak, who didn't really live up to the potential that we were expecting from him. And that man even did a Fructis shampoo commercial, man. So that kind of shows you how things didn't work out for Memphis Bleak. But he still had some good albums and good verses here and there, man. I'm not going to take it all away from him, but I know what Esoteric was saying, so that was a dope line as well. And at the end of the day, you know what? I'm going to go with a 3.5 out of 5 here, a slightly higher 3.5 than what I gave to the last project because I think Ghostface fit in better. But it really wasn't like, I didn't feel like this was higher than some of their past work. You look at Every Hero Needs a Villain, I think that is going to be their best work forever, unless maybe the next one they do something a bit different. But that to me was a 4 out of 5. Looking back, it could have been a 4.5 out of 5 because that's how much I love that one and I come back to it. I'm just not sure how much replay value I'm going to get out of this one. There are just so many CZARFACE releases. This is kind of more the same, just bringing Ghostface into the mix, which does keep things refreshing, but still, that's just how I feel with this one. Worth checking out. If you're a CZARFACE fan, I can't really see you being disappointed because you know what you're going to get. It's all good. I'm just hoping next time around, maybe they switch things up a little bit more, bring some more of that storytelling, some concepts or something like that, just to make that replay value better and, keep things even more interesting. Ooh, don't know if my stomach growl's coming through, but you know what? We got some craziness going on over here, man. My whole family been sick, off and on. I was just struggling to make it through this review, so hopefully it came out all right, even though I'm medicated, my mind ain't right. But hey, we're getting on the right path. Everyone's starting to feel better, so it is what it is. Now, you can hit me up in the comments section, of course. Let me know what you think about this project, and feel free to maybe even rank CZARFACE's albums. Let me know what ones you like the best and which ones are your least favorite. But hey, that's all I gotta say. So let me know in the comments section what you think. Make sure you do all the good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time. And I'm gonna go get a snack, man. I'm gonna make a roast beef sandwich, I think, because my stomach is on empty.